We've climbed to the highest point of Delphi here, and way up the hillside is the best preserved stadium that I've ever seen in the ancient world. There might be some in northern Africa, but of all the Roman world stadiums, this one shows it all. It shows the umpire's box. It shows the 7,000 seats in a horseshoe shape that surrounded the stadium. And then it shows the 600 stadium long racetrack. The reason that we came here is because I want to read to you from Paul's last epistle and Paul's summary of his life. And look at how he uses the Roman world to describe his life. He says, I'm already being poured out as a drink offering, and the time of my departure is at hand. The word departure, quick word study, that's the Greek word for breaking camp or untying a boat and sailing from a dock. Paul looked at death for him, his impending execution by the Romans, as going on a cruise, which in our world is a very highly anticipated thing. He also said he went through life like he was camping. Camping is hard, and then you go home where the hot shower is and the soft bed. The next verse is verse 7 of 2 Timothy 4. And he said, I have fought the good fight. Athletic metaphor. He's talking about boxing. And we already talked about that in Corinth, where he said, I was knocking out my body, not letting my flesh win. Then he says, I've finished and that's the stadium up there, what we call in English stadium, the Roman athletic race. And he said, I have finished the race. He used that word often for the race, the agon. It's an agonizing endurance race where you give it everything knowing it's almost over and you just don't quit. Paul said, I didn't quit to the end. I finished the race. I have kept the faith. Great word. I have guarded the treasure of the gospel. You know, Paul said we go through life, we all treasure things, we all hold on to things. He said, you know what I held on to? Christ. You know what I held on to? The faith. Do you know what I held on to, Paul said? The gospel of Jesus Christ. I treasured it. It was the one thing I wouldn't let go of in life, most important. Well, then he says, finally, there's laid up for me the crown of righteousness. Up there, number 6 on the map that I showed you, was where the judges sat, the umpires. And they watched that you stayed in your lane, that you didn't do anything that broke the rules. And Paul said, I have finished the race, and there's laid up for me the crown of righteousness, which the Lord, he's the umpire, the righteous judge, the one that watched my race, will give me on that day. And I love the ending, and not to me only, but to all who have loved his appearing. Do you know the only thing we need to do to get a crown in heaven is every day long for Jesus Christ. Love him, love his appearing, live for him, live like we believe what the Bible says. Well, I'm up here on the side of the mountain in Delphi at the most beautiful stadium that is left in the Roman world, reminding you we should finish well like Paul. Fight the fight against our flesh every day. Endure following the course the Lord's laid out for us. And love his appearing. And look forward to the day when he will say to us the greatest words we could ever hear. Well done, good and faithful servant. I hope that's your desire today.